Hi, team. Welcome back to the channel, man. As always, I'm stoked to see you. So today, we need to talk about some fertilizer. So let's get to this. So, I think every time, that we get somewhere, um, the ground that we find ourselves in is not been taken care of well, right? Maybe you just PCS'd somewhere and you hear some rumblings and some tales of how things have not been all that good. And there's not a lot of hope for the future. They've been living in a drought, so to speak. Maybe that you're going to your brand new first duty assignment and you get there and you're like, this is not what I raised my right hand for. This is not what I said I wanted to do. Because you get somewhere and it's like the ground is just, it's not ready for you. It's not fertile, right? There's not a lot of growth. Things are dying and wilting. Feeling like they better off left for dead. Just waiting to push the tulips up, right? Man, if you've been in one of those two positions, and I can rest almost 100% assured that you probably have been, I need you to understand that it doesn't have to be that way, right? And so I want to address a few things. And the first one is to that individual who is in a leadership position. You need to use some dadgum fertilizer. You need to understand that the ground is not fertile. And so if you continue to do things in the exact same way, you're going to get the exact same results, right? And if we expect anything different, it's like a textbook answer of insanity. That's right. And so we need to be creative in what we're doing. And so how can a leader fertilize some ground? And I think the first thing we need to do is to realize that all of us, when we raised our right hand and we took an oath to protect the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, when we said, I want to be an American soldier, a warrior, and a member of a team, that there was something in us, every single one of us, regardless of why we enlisted, that, when we watch a moto movie, like there's hairs on the back of our neck that stand up. That excites us, right? You need to understand that those who are in your charge have those same feelings, right? They want to be part of the organization. And so we need to fertilize this ground. Sometimes that means you got to rip out the bad stuff, right? Sometimes that means you need to turn some soil over, right? Sometimes you just need to water it. Now, the best water I found is a little sweat on back. It's like COP for the soul. But there has to be a purpose to it. You need to fertilize the ground. You need to find a win, right? Because that's what fertilizer does, right? It changes some of the dynamics in the soil. It creates this environment for life to thrive. And ultimately, that's what we're looking for, is for something to sprout, something to grow, something to mature, something to bud, something to bloom, fruit to grow, seeds to drop, pollination to happen. We're looking for legacy in this. So as we're doing this, we need to understand that what we really need to do as leaders, find a way for that to happen. So we need to find a small win, capitalize on it, celebrate in it, and then find another win. Discover what ignites a little bit of passion from those who are in your charge. How can you get some buy-in, some ownership? How can you create somebody, a team that wants to do something that you know is going to have an impact in the future? Like, who wants to do maintenance? Well, nobody wants to do maintenance on their vehicles, right? But if doing maintenance on their vehicles means that you get to go somewhere else, away from the flagpole, away from all the BS, then maybe if that's the driving force, that you can create some buy-in. And now people start taking ownership in what they do. They start treating things as though they were theirs. And you create a win. Just any way that you can, find that foothold and keep moving forward. And ultimately, though, it all comes back down to us as individuals, because we're all going to find ourselves in a situation, in that boat where we're not happy. And it's a hard truth, and it's one that's probably said better outside of being in that moment. But motivation comes from within. The person that you're working for does not give you value, does not give meaning to your life. It doesn't matter if it's professionally or personally. The person that you are with does not identify you. Your boss does not identify you. Your coworkers do not identify you. And it can be a significant challenge at times to understand that, especially in times of challenging. But if we're going to be honest with ourselves, and we need to understand that we control way more than what we give ourselves credit for. So be strong, encourage one another. Find some reason to have a little hope today. Do something today that's going to have an impact on somebody else. When you do that, you're probably going to find a little something inside of you, and that something is probably going to be fertilized and some good ground, some good soil. It's crazy how that works out when we start living that value of being selfless. Hey, team, just a short video, man. I hope that you guys are doing well. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Maybe it's a bad unit or environment or team that you've been in the past and a way that you overcame it. Maybe it was something that you brought to the table for that team. Either way, I look forward to it. As always, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.